Welcome to Overwatch. Welcome to another episode of Coaching the Many. Today we are talking all about Ana, one of my favourite heroes. Kind of creeping back into the meta as well. She's making a comeback. She's very good when paired with certain heroes. Genji, Winston being, in my mind, the big two. Just a very useful healer overall. A little bit terrified of dive, but aren't we all? Let's begin. I don't have too much time for this one, as we're trying to get it done before Al begins, so I've got about 40 minutes. Should be fine. Should be fine. But I've just noticed the person is called Extra Thick Dad. That's a name. Congratulations. So this, I'm already going to comment on. Support Mindset 101. You are afraid of everything and anything that could possibly happen. You are terrified of anything and everything that could happen. You know what I'm scared of right now? I'm scared of a Widowmaker jumps out of spawn over here and blows our goddamn head off. Because you know what happens if that happens? Your team loses the first point. Your team literally loses the first point if that happens. Okay, maybe you can come back, but what they should do is push super hard on you guys because you've just lost your main healer and you'll lose. You have your life, because of the team comp we're looking at, like just thinking about like how our team's going to play. Ryan Hogg both need you to stay alive. Lucio, his solo healing, ain't going to cut it. Reaper needs you to stay alive. May can kind of survive on her own. You go down, that's problematic. That's real problematic. So, yeah. Make the assumption you're going to die. And this is why playing bold is always terrifying. I want us to think about our positioning and like keep your eye on this guy. Because the moment that this guy pulls away, we're dead against good players. They should focus everything on you. And if I was playing against you, what I would be looking for is I wouldn't be shooting at the Reinhardt here. This is a good tip just for anyone playing anything shooting at a barrier, right? Normally you got like the Reinhardt and he's here, and he's big and he's strong and he's handsome and he's sexy because Reinhardt's a sexy old dad. But he's an extra thick dad. But there's also this little grandma over here and she's like, oh, have some healing, Reinhardt. Instead of focusing all your fire on this dude, just shoot at this old lady. Just shoot at her. Because you're still hitting the barrier, but if the barrier goes away for a second, and say he fire strikes, you kill this woman. You don't kill this guy as easily. You kill this woman, though. And that's what you want to do. You want to kill the old lady. Because she's terrifying. I've been playing World of Horror. I'm not too big not to admit it. I'm afraid of old women. Right? And I want to emphasize the sheer pants-shitting terror that we feel during all of this. At least I feel during all of this. I'm going to scream every time I'm afraid. I'm not going to scream obnoxiously. I'm just going to be like,
welcome to Overwatch.
You'll see. Hey, Mr. Mace, thank you so much. We almost did your thing.
Kill the old lady.
But,
Got
ah! 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 And then we die because our hands are arrow. Right? Notice that I didn't stop screaming because, yeah, we're terrified. As Ana, you want to find places where you can kind of just chill. And I know what's going through your head right now. I know what's happening in our mind, which is, how do we beat this Pharah? Right? How do we solve the Pharah? How do we stop this Pharah killing everyone? The simple answer is you don't. Yeah, you don't. You ignore it. Because Pharah doesn't do that much damage. And I know there's console players out there who've just like gone and spit their coffee out and go, what the fuck? Pharah isn't that scary. Without a Mercy especially, she's not that scary. Her DPS isn't great. And at long range, she struggles at killing anyone. So if you just play far back and your team just focuses on killing their team and plays the corner, because this team is really good at playing the corner, yeah, you'll probably just win. And then you can kill the Pharah at your own leisure. But the moment you go down, like, let's say we take a trade. Let's say you kill their Pharah, they kill you. They still win. They still get massive bonuses out of that. And so this is why, like, coming out here, I'm scared. Because your team wants to play the corner. So we will need to play inside and tucked in. And kind of far back. Right? And if I was playing with this team right now, I would either not play this corner, but there's like the ticket box behind us. You can kind of stay behind that and you'll have a little bit of a safe sight line that will kind of just be like this angle. And then you can kind of play from that. Or alternatively, play from like here and just like play along this line and just play further back. Like almost all the way back. And playing from there, you can probably get some good stuff done. Hey, Jet. Yeah, kill everyone on the ground first, and then Fire can sort itself out. This is why Hanzo is infuriating to me, by the way. He finally moved to like a safe position. We've got bodies in front of us. And they part for a split second. And we just completely eat shit. Hanzo, everybody. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. He's just firing into a crowd and just blew our head off. I tilt like crazy when that happens. I'm not gonna lie. You just got to accept it as like, this is kind of what Hanzo does. This is PC. I'm reasonably certain this... Actually... No, I think... it's... They're very smooth on the mouse. If I don't know. I need to check the thing. So on the defensive try to make it more... Doesn't actually say. The hotkeys aren't available, so I can't see. I want to say this is PC and they just have very smooth mouse movement. It's hard to tell. It's honestly a good sign. It's kind of impressive. Like, I'm always impressed with console players. I can do it. Yeah, this entire situation is kind of bone. And this is kind of what I mean by, like, if we die, we just lose first point. Because, yeah, it's impossible for your team to do anything until you come back. And this is why we need to play as if we are completely precious. Right? Your life is... probably the most important on the team at the moment. Maybe Ryan's about on par. Can we have a whole episode of Owen screaming if the coach is in it? No, because then I just don't stop screaming for like 20 minutes. Don't wait. Don't wait. Lucio's okay. Lucio is ferrying. He's taxiing. This is part of Lucio's jobs. He's waiting for the McCree to respawn. He will catch up to you. You don't need to wait for him. Just go. Both supports are now stood in spawn. Yeah, don't scope in for that. You don't need to. Oop! Almost fell off. You know where that's going. Good. Just wait it out. Got time. Key in moments like this. That's a choice. He doesn't have ult. Not who I would have nanoed. So with retakes and retaking the point, Nano Reinhardt, like this is a big part of why pros are playing Nano Rein. Nano Rein is just a battering ram. He gets so much value. He's so fucking good. I would 100% nano the Rein here. I wouldn't nano the Hog. Hog almost has ult. The issue with nanoing Hog, Nano Hog is like good for pushing enemy teams out. Nano Rein is good for like actually engaging. What Nano Hog does is he like pressures the enemy team out. Good for breaking barriers and stuff like that. Nano Rein just doesn't give a shit. He just goes in and then the Roadhog can follow. 100% nano the Rein. I'd also get off this high ground. So with Ana, we want to play in places where the enemy has no easy access to us, right? The issue with a position like this is if like they have a Zen, well, they had a Zen, they have a Hanzo. So if you are in line of sight and they start shooting at you, the Zen can kill you very quickly, the Hanzo can kill you very quickly. You don't have any breathing room here. It's unsafe, basically. So we want to be just very aware of that. So we want to play corners. Like if they have a Hanzo, if they have a Widow, if they have a Zen, if they have anything like that that can deal good damage over long range, we have to be thinking about playing corners and playing as safe as we can. The nice part about Nano Reinhardt as well, by the way, is that it keeps him safe if he wants to do like stupid things like this. This is honestly on the Reinhardt. If you are playing with an Ana, you have to play with the with the sightlines of your support in mind. But you notice that like once the Pharah starts spamming at us, we have to retreat. We can't stay here. And that's just because of this position. We need to just get to the low ground where it's actually a lot safer. The nade is optimistic. Okay, this feeling more like console. Just the thing I'm looking for is like if there's any snaps. If this is console, I would recommend avoiding trying to sleep dart Pharahs. I don't know if it's that precise. But then I don't know how, again, I've played console like 3 times in my life, and might be possible on the Switch. The Switch is, like, I really like the gyro controls on the Switch. I haven't actually played Overwatch on the Switch, but I know it from Breath of the Wild. Like, when you get used to it, it's real good. The flick of that sleep was like a PC. The thing is, people play on console with like very high res, high sense. This is just good by the Hanzo. Yep. Next correct play from the Hanzo. Any Switch was? No. I think it's very difficult to record a Switch though. Like, I know PlayStation and Xbox have like built-in recording features. Good job by the Baptist. We need to get out of here. Whoa. We can't stay here. Yeah, you cannot play from them there. So this is making like a very quick realization of this is not viable, right? You kind of need a tank to help you out here, but there's no tank in sight, and so you've just got to sprint across. The bright side, their team has no hit scan, so if you do just try and make the run, like as long as if you zigzag a little bit and just like make your movement a little bit obscure, jump, all that kind of stuff. But probably not going to hit you. You could probably make this. So what needed to happen here is Baptiste needs to use his Immortality Field to give you a little bit of ground, run across, use your heal grenade about halfway through, and then you'll probably make it. But you cannot stay here. Because all this is going to do is when they're going to slowly push the payload up, pressure on both doors, and then when the payload reaches here, they just run in and kill you, and then they get 3rd point for free. So it's just going like, hey, this isn't tenable. We need to get out of here. So we've got a running theme in our VODs today. Setup. Setup. Thinking about where we want to play from, where we want to be, where's safe, where's good. You guys think this is gold? Haha, you guys can't see it. I can see the title of the VOD, you guys can't. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. Again, scared. Ah! If a Hanzo appears here and just fires an arrow, you die. That's 3rd point gone. This sightline terrifies me. Let's talk about corners. I like corners. I talk about corners a lot in Coaching the Many. This is a corner. This is a big friendly corner. I'm going to draw a face on it as well. You guys can't quite make out the face. Let's make the face a little bit bigger. There we go. It's got a big old face on this corner. He's your friend. He's a friend. Because if you stand here, the number of angles that you can get shot from, pretty minimal. As long as nobody walks past this line, you can still heal everyone. It's great. It's lovely. You could, in theory, play from up here. I like that a lot less. You just have a lot less control over the choke point itself. And people like to like dip forward a little bit, so having a little bit of vision past the choke isn't a bad thing. But yeah, it's very awkward. Even if the Pharah like flies in through here, hey, you can use the corner and cover and stay alive. This is just standing out in the middle of nowhere. The Zen's looking at us. They're taking damage. We could have died. You die, it's game over. That's how you gotta think. Whoop! Okay. If you are doing a Guess My SR at this point, if you didn't see it at the start, guess what? Now is the time to like really take some notes. This is a team fight. Oh baby, I love this. The Nano Mate, I'm not too objectionable to. It gives the Mei a lot of freedom. Go pump resources into that Mei. Why are we here? How have we ended up in this position? Why are we looking at the Pharah? We need to play safer. We need to play safer. The power of Ana. What makes Ana so, like, incredible is if Ana is uncontested, she can keep people alive through so much bullshit. Like, so many things become just garbage in the face of an Ana pumping healing into something. It's like 70 heal per second from Ana these days, I think. It might even be 80. it's a lot. It's a lot of healing, and that's not counting Heal Nade, Sleep Dart, like Nano Boost, all these other resources and things you have. If you're just pumping healing into something, it is very hard to kill them. So what you want to be thinking about is, like, is there a situation where I can just stay here and just pump healing into this Mei? Completely safe. You got a McCree here, you got a Mei for protection. They have to shoot under the payload, which they can technically do, but if you just stay here and pump healing into these two and they play out there, you can probably keep them alive for the rest of this fight. Unless the Hanzo gets some good headshots. Jumping out here and like running up to the Mei, suddenly we've exposed ourselves. Suddenly it's much more dangerous for the both of you because, well, I know what I want. This is a comic from like probably like 2007, right? This age-old wisdom comes to you from 2007. Alright, in the heat of battle, it can be tough to choose your targets. I'm sympathetic to that. You see a big guy with a gun, you want to shoot him right away, but I'm asking you, no, I'm begging you for the love of God, people. Shoot the doctor. Shoot him. That motherfucker right there. Shoot him first. Of course, we don't have the medic. This isn't Team Fortress 2. No. This is Overwatch. The same logic applies. Right? If you've got two targets to pick from, and the medic suddenly makes themselves visible, if Ana makes herself suddenly visible, you shoot the Ana, and you kill the Ana, and suddenly it's way more lethal for both of you. If you just stay behind this payload, pump healing into this son of a gun right here, she can like duck into here and be safe, and still in your sight line, and still be healed. Play from here, be really awkward, stops everyone pushing up, walls people off as necessary. You can hold this for a good long while. You're really strong in that position. The moment the Ana steps out into the open like this, it all crumbles, because then they can just kill the Ana and you lose. Very, very, very important. Playing Chris Krieger the Crossbow, I hate you already. Uber Charge is so good! Uber Charge, I mean, I like have 800 hours. How many hours? I'm gonna look. I think it's just in profile. View my profile. Need to like go into games. I'm fine showing you guys this, I think. Like World of Horror, I've been 5.7 hours. Dragon Ball, I've been playing so much Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. Okay, I'm gonna actually drag it over here. Where is it? Games. I'm sure it's somewhere games. It's always an interesting thing to look at. Like most played, right? Team Fortress, 965 hours on record. View stats. Team at stats. Sniper, 250 hours. Engineer, 90 hours. Spy, 86 hours. Like, if you want to see a profile of how I play TF2, yeah, not much medic. Tons and tons of time on Sniper, though. I love Sniper. I love TF2. I really enjoy my time with TF2. What a game. What a goddamn game. Tiamat, like the League of Legends item? Yes, that's what I base my name off, is the League of Legends item. No, I actually saw... Tiamat is what I use in a lot of games. I remember, I think it was like a StarCraft Pro. I was looking for like... I kind of want to change my name from what I had when I was like a 12-year-old. I can't even remember what I had back then. I think for a while it was like Minx or something. It's just to be like obnoxious. And I changed to Tiamat because I saw a StarCraft Pro with the name and I thought that's just a really cool word. Like I like the aesthetics of the word more than anything. Of like I just think it has like good synergy, like good symmetry around the name, and I just kind of like it. And then I found out about Dungeons and Dragons is when I first sort of it popped up again. I was like, huh. And then I learned of Mesopotamian gods and all that kind of stuff. Team is holding right, Magat left. Yeah, we swapped to Zen. Hello. I actually don't mind this a huge amount. Like, it's still danger. It's still scary. And as Zen, you generally want to, like, leave on the safe side. But in these scrambles, it can actually be worth coming out of a surprising side. So, because all the attention should be focused on here, and coming out here isn't always a bad idea. Especially if you can, again, get to, like, here. Then we can play from a position of safety. The big thing is we don't want to stay in, like, this space. And this is how we should be thinking about space. Right? This is safety. Everything else is danger. We want to be out of line of sight, especially on the Zen, more than the Ana. We want to be out of line of sight. Like, unless we have a barrier in front of us, Just get out of sight line. Like, this is so dangerous. Find somewhere safe. Definitely, especially if you're... The nice thing about Zen, and one of the things I love playing Zen for, is even if you take damage, if you get to safety for a couple of seconds, that damage heals up. Like, you're not relying on someone else to keep you alive sometimes in these danger situations. You can just regenerate. And we should be taking that time to regenerate. Yeah, I would be... Honestly, I would probably go left there as well in that scramble. It's a risk, but chances... Like, if they're paying attention to who's coming out the left door, then chances are the team's going to hold anyway. They should be trying to clear off the point there. I don't like it, like... It's stuff like this that makes me super nervous. We still have that hand zone. And, like, it's not too bad from here because we don't actually fully peek out. We still have the cover to put pressure on this Pharah, but yeah. Good, just keep backing away. You should be fine. You'll be fine. Just stay out of sight lines. That's it. Get that orb out. Ooh! Yeah. Welcome to the problem of playing Zen. You just lose so much healing. Honestly, I'm trying to think of why we swapped to Zen here, and I'm struggling. See, the issue I have with Zen here is that Ana and Zen both fulfill the same niche. They both kind of have the same overall thing. Baptiste kind of has a similar as well, but Baptiste just outputs so much more healing. Like, I'd say Ana, Zen, and Baptiste are what I would call, like, shooty supports. Right? In that they can play aggressively while they can also heal at the same time. So, like, these can all deal damage and be effective healers. Zen and Bat more than Ana, but Ana can definitely, you know, put out damage as she needs to. Moira's a little bit different in that Moira fulfills a different role overall, but these are all kind of, especially Ana and Zen fulfill, like, specific healing. The power of Zen, though, isn't in his ability to, like, contest desperate times. Zen has his power in his ult, and in his damage. And Discord, of course, like Disc. Right? Which kind of ties into his damage. This is what makes Zen good. Ultimate, damage, and Discord. That's why Zen's powerful. The issue that you face these days is that the ultimate's too slow, so you don't generally get it up enough to deal with everything that people can throw at you, and like people rely on gravitons a lot less these days. People just use halts instead, so the ult is less useful. The damage output is so risky because Doomfist exists. If they just pick Doomfist, you're kind of over. Yeah, you can deal okay damage, but you can do the same on Baptiste and just output way more healing. And then Discord is very good, but if they're playing, especially like if they're playing double barrier, Discord doesn't mean anything. If you want a good healer for emergencies and for crises times, Baptiste, very good. Moira, extremely good at crises. Zen to Discord the Pharah, that I think Ana is still more helpful. Like, they don't have a mercy, so putting 1 or 2 shots onto the Pharah should push her back. If Discord orb could go through barriers, would Zen stand a chance of being able to be played more? No. Because if they have a half-competent Doomfist and they see Zen on the other side, they'll just pick Doomfist and you just die. Zen's issue is that his niche has been completely co-opted by other more effective supports. And his ult, like, you don't play around Transcendence these days. I want to highlight this because when this McCree died, I imagine everyone on the team felt a ripple of frustration. And it's like, ugh, why did you die? Right, it's just like, ugh, okay, now this is going to be really hard. First and foremost, the Orisa needs to move a barrier, but this could have been any of you. Any of you could have died here, except maybe the Roadhog. Right? You can't play out here without a barrier against a Hanzo Pharah and a Sigma. It's just not safe. It's just not logical. Because the enemy team should be pushing like crazy right now. Like, you guys are playing 5 versus 6. You need to retreat. You need to run. Big part of why this fight feels so difficult is because you guys have had to spend 3 ults to counter 1, and you're still waiting for McCree to come back. Now they're starting to counter with their ults. McCree should be joining us, like, now. Yeah, there he is. He's popped up on the high ground. But by the time he pops up, everyone's dead. And we don't have enough healing. Crisis time. Pick that Moira. Moira can deal with Pharah as well, by the way. Like, if the Pharah wants to try and get in, you just hold right mouse button and just kill her. Zen's issue is that he is a single target healer when there are two multiple target healers that output more healing than he does on single targets. That's Zen's issue. If they made Zen heal like on par with Mercy Beam, then Mercy would have trouble, but then suddenly Zen would exist a lot more. It'll probably even be impossible to deal with Doomfist, but hey. It's almost like the problem I've been talking about for ages, and they're slowly working on it, which is that there is too much healing in Overwatch. Oh, wait. It's on PC. It's on PC. We found it. I don't know if I'm concerned by that. It's honestly, it's just like how you move your mouse. It's very smooth. There's no like snapping. There's no snapping around. It's a controller on a PC. The options on the replay should still pop up. Would still pop up with console UI, I think. So. By the way, God, I'm positioning. Okay. Honor on this point is awkward. This is always awkward. The way I generally play support on this is I'll play in this. Oh, let's go back to magenta because it pops. I'll play in this area for as long as possible because it's safe. Even if you play in the area I've highlighted, it's safe from this sight line where Widows like to start. Widows, Hanzos, snipers in general like to play around up here at the beginning. So you can play from there, and then heal as the payload light gets to about here. Then it gets tricky. The way I would generally play it is I will either tuck in very tight on the back of the payload because that will protect you. But when you start lagging behind the payload like this, notice that we're so visible. We are so visible. So the thing is, you might think, oh well, they drop down. I'm safe. They have a Hanzo. Like it's nothing for the Hanzo to climb up here, pop up here, fire an arrow, and kill us. If we die, that's it. Like, yeah. Like this is more correct to me. This is a little bit better because at least if they come around the corner, this wall covers us, right? This is a little bit safer. This part of Havana is always super awkward, though. Always super awkward for a support. Good reaction. It's like, stand aside, Reinhardt. I'll handle. Oh, fuck! Yeah, there's no. We don't go around that corner. So the things to be concerned about here, like, notice that I'm focusing like a laser on the concept of sight lines. This is danger. Because there's a doorway where, like, over near where I am that they can see through and shoot through. If you just hug the pillar, which we were for a second, this is actually safe. Like, except for this high area, but if the Reinhardt's blocking this area, then that's fine. This bit here is kind of safe, as long as you're cognizant of the fact that there's a sight line that comes across this way, that comes across here. And you play with respect to that, like, this area is all danger. Then okay. You can hold the corner, like, specifically to the corner, kind of risky, because if they, like, the Reinhardts and stuff like that, and, like, the Sigma, the Orisa, the Brigitte will all want to just kind of contest this and fight this. That's kind of dangerous. That's a little bit too dangerous for my liking. You can also try and play on the opposite side of this, and play from here. The issue is to poke out, you have to, like, stand just a little bit out. If the Reinhardt drops his barrier, you will die. I would generally play this from here or from, like, where we're standing right now. At least until we get a little bit of room. I definitely wouldn't be running into that. Oh. Playing from in here is absolutely fine. Don't poke around, though. Again. Ah! Right, this is scary. Notice how quickly it goes from safe to terrifying. Whoop. This is pretty safe. Like, if we just tuck in a little bit, so we want to just get rid of this bit of sightline, right? We want to get rid of this sightline here from this angle. So if we just tuck in a little bit, we have vision on all our tanks, on all the line, and then as the line pushes, we can kind of just, like, pivot around and come around with the line. And the Reinhardt should keep blocking anything that can shoot us. And as long as you play deep enough in here, we're actually completely safe. And then as the payload covers, this is the nice thing about playing in here, by the way. The payload will move forward and will cover this for a while, and then you can use that to get out, to get over here, to get over here, to get maybe behind this car if you want to get really fancy and a little bit risky. But there's a lot of options. Or you can even like risk and just play under here, and that's actually pretty safe, because generally people will pop up here. They won't really pop up underneath. So you can just go all the way through, try and find a moment, a gap, or like a Reinhardt shield to block across, and go all the way across and play underneath. Or you can play all the way back here. Like, there's a lot of options. This is not one of them. You want the payload to be kind of covering you while you make this movement. Like, even this scares the shit out of me. Like, the Hanzo should just be firing through this angle to kill you. That's a nade. Everyone's kind of dead, though. We kind of over-egged our offensive. We weren't playing, thinking about the tanks enough. So first and foremost, don't worry about the McCree. Alright. He's playing from in here. In here it's kind of safe. So he gets knocked back, he's probably not going to die there. It's kind of difficult to kill him that far back. The Baptiste, okay, no, he gets anti, that's why he dies. Now everything's kind of terrifying. The thing I would say, after this goes through, that McCree is dead. There is no way he survives. So we got to play defensively after this. And just hope that we can whittle them down, but too many people have died. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, forward, forward, forward. Yeah, we died. Okay, fine. Most of the way to a nano. Again, please, 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 please respect this. Like, after a reset like this, the Hanzo could set up here again and just start raining arrows. There's nothing on your team that really scares him. You might think, oh, but I'm a sniper too. Yeah, you kill him in 3 shots. He kills you in 1. That's good for him. The McCree at this distance, at like, you know, the kind of super long range, McCree just completely falls off. Respect this sightline a lot. It's at this point that you can kind of start playing through the doorway over behind where I am, and go in through here, and just kind of use that to try and set up like an angle through there. We're going for Korea. We're going for Jonak positioning. And I've said it before, like, you can play a minigame of is it Jonak or is it Bronze? Because they look identical, except one works and one doesn't. Well, no, they both work. I'm actually fine with that. I'm kind of okay with the McCree being ulted here, but I'd still much rather see it go on the Rhine. Whoa! Okay, we're safe from it. Whoa! Whoa! Sightlines! Yeah, hello! 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 Can I find... This is what I'm not actually referring to. Like, it sounds like I kind of fall into it, but there's this silky smooth thing in Dragon Ball Fighters, right? Of Cell, when he does a vanish, he does this. Hello. It's just so like silky smooth in your ears as he kicks your head off from behind. It's always what I think of. Hello. Yeah. We were fine for like a split second. If you just like hug this doorway, so the Dragon Strike comes through, and we kind of get a good trajectory on it. It's like, okay, all we need to do is cut out these sightlines. And if we just back up a little bit, use the payload to block anything coming in this way, try and heal the Reinhardt if we back up a little bit, maybe getting a little bit higher on the staircase behind us. If we hug this bit of doorway, we might be okay, but stepping into the room, there's a great big sightline. I think we even get a glimpse of it. Look at this, man. Okay, you can't see this, man. I'm going to show you something that's going to be horrifying. Brace yourselves for a jump scare, everybody. It's true terror. So I get rid of the face cam. Are you ready? Ah! 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 Right, he's right there. He's right there. He's looking at us. And he's going to blow our head off. Right? It makes me happy to see, because it's just like that encapsulates everything I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Oh my god. We got a motor for the rest of this. I'm just going to let it play. And we're just going to go for the rest of this. 'Cause I think I've covered like a lot of... The biggest thing to fix is think about where we're standing, where it's safe, where it's not safe. If we get that right, you'll find you have a lot more time than you think for healing. Even this, unsafe, 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 until the Reinhardt puts the barrier up. Okay. Nice. Good sleep. This fight's over. Focus on getting ult charge, backing out, or dying. Pick either one. There's the enemy team. Good to see them. Hello. ZP looks good. ZP with his new glasses, yeah. ZP looks great with glasses. So I figure I have about 10 minutes before the game actually starts, so we can keep this rolling relatively quickly. Great job keeping that Ryan alive. Good job, supports. Okay, none of the Reinhardt. Or the Zarya. Nanoing the Zarya is fine as well. Like, on this level of charge. Sombra has an EMP. It's time! It's time! Guys, no. 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 Okay. I really want to talk about this. So, the mistake here is Baptiste dies and we go on the offensive. We're the team's only healer. You could still lose after EMPs. It's not an I win button. You need to be healing people. You're a support. Let McCree die because of you. It's your failure. No other way around it. I'm going to traumatize you if I need to. That's it. Just keep pumping healing into that Zarya and they won't die. Is it Houston up first? Because if Houston is up first, then... No, I want to see it. I want to see the comedy. Also, I believe Lynx is meant to be playing this week. So I kind of want to see what that looks like. Go on, eat that nade through that. That's a really good job by that Sigma, by the way, to use the... to use the grasp to eat up all that damage. Gives him so much barrier. Oh my god. Oh my god, we've gone huge. Okay, don't use that nano, don't use that nano, don't use that nano. Try and find that McCree. That McCree needs a doctor, but he's out of line of sight, so now it's on him. Nice. What I would love is if the Reaper or the Reinhardt stood up towards the choke point and you just nanoed them to deny it. Whoop! Oh! Whoa! Oh! Before he wakes up, please nano him. Or nano someone, yeah. That's kind of what I was afraid of, is no one turns around to deal with it, and so you don't have anything nanoed yet. I'm fine with safety nanoing the Reinhardt there. It's a little bit excessive, but honestly, better safe than sorry. Nano boost, you can absolutely spam it. MXL versus Mayhem. Oh. Okay. Ah! Don't. No. Okay, there's the Widow spot that can literally see the payload from where you were stood on it. No. I know it's fun to stand on top of the payload. I know it's fun, but at least stand on the lower bit so there's a little bit of cover. Please, for the sake of my heart. Like, no. No, 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 no. This is much better. This, oh god, I love this. This is great. Use the payload for cover. Good. Use the Reinhardt barrier for the rest of the cover when you need to poke out and heal. They now have a Widow. Yeah, they're playing from up there, so we need to really think about that spot. Nice attempts. Okay, yep, pump healing into the Deadeye. Gets a kill. Good job from the McCree. Just a high TR area, yeah. You can nano high TR areas, it's absolutely okay. Good anti on the Brig, she's just going to be annoying. Try and heal that McCree. Nice. McCree even stopped moving for you, which is great. No need for everyone to be looking at the same doorway. Great sleep dart. Whoop. Reaper ult. Should help clean most things up. Let's anti that Brig. Beautiful. And that should be that. Oh. Oh. This son of a gun. Come on. This is actually... I'd like us to be a little bit further back, as weird as it sounds, just to be out of line of sight of the doorway. But yeah, this is what you want to set up and do. When these fights start dragging out, just being off the payload, having sight on it, and just healing people on the payload is so powerful. It feels so good. So good on you for doing that setup. I have a question. Do you like player DPS or are you not familiar with support? What? Oh, you mean the person in the coachee? It does feel like a DPS player slightly. It's just a little bit of overemphasis on like it's more DPS-y style positioning as well, I'd say. Like this is insane. I understand how eager we are to get that anti-nade in, but they have 2 barriers that you've got to work through first. And trust me, they kill you a lot faster than you kill them. They've positioned like really far forward. This is actually kind of okay for us. The only way that you're getting this anti like properly done and getting it resulting in kills is if they completely flub, which they did. Like, I don't know why they played that close to you guys. If they played far back, I think they would have been fine. Or if they just played the corner. You took some risks, they paid off. See, even this scares me. Like, just start getting towards the payload. Use the payload for cover. It's really useful. I know it moves forward slowly and that's kind of annoying. But, yeah. It's great. Good sleep. Again, overfocus on DPS. Like, there's a Sigma ult happening. We need to be shoring people up. When a Sigma ult happens, you've got to check. So, Sigma ult generally happens in like 3 phases. There's the initial damage in the lift. Then people will focus someone in the air, and then there's the drop, right? And you've got to get healing onto the people they're focusing. You can't just rely on Baptiste to like Immortality Field every time, because it's dead at this point. If you don't have that healing to try and counter that ulti, everyone's going to die. Forget the McCree. Like, that's someone else's problem. That's not your problem. First match starting in a couple minutes, yeah, like I said, it always runs a little bit after. Okay. Team comp. We have a Zen now instead of a BAP. Ryan's playing quite far forward. Ah! There's the Widow shot. That killed you. It's GG. We gotta put, like, look for the Widow. That's all I'm saying. Cherchez la femme. Get healing on that diva. You are a healer. You are the team's main source of healing. That diva is a big ball of ult charge for you right now. Get it. Grab it. Nana Reinhardt is so good for what you guys want to do. I would absolutely, by the way, I know that it's fun to play from this high ground position, but there's so many ways that the Widow can shoot us. I would absolutely be moving down and playing on this corner instead. The lower angle just benefits us. I know it'll be harder for us to hit things and do damage, but we need to be prioritizing healing. And if the Widow catches wind of, oh, you're just stood up here, she should just pop out on the left side and just blow your head off. Like, the Widow should be looking for you. That's it, get that ult charge. Like, notice that while you're healing this diva, it's so difficult for her to die. I would not be afraid to heal myself here as well, by the way. Just use a heal nade on yourself instead of throwing it at the enemy team at long distance. Because, yeah, you're not going to get support from the other Zen. There's no safety for you. We are on 20 hit points running out in the open. There are 5 hit points running out in the open. Thank you, the enemy team. Thank you for punishing that. If you're playing in solo situations like that, if you're playing very split off and very much on your own, definitely do not be afraid to heal nade yourself. We going for Lucio? Don't recommend it. Hey, get the phobia, but I think if we just ran as Ana, we might get there quickly. We didn't have ult, so yeah. I think they got this. Like, they have the ult advantage. Whoop. positioning, angles, sightlines. 100% the biggest thing. Guess the SR as well, by the way, because you guys can't see it. I don't know if you saw it at the start, but yeah. It's 100. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, in these situations, do not expect the Zen to turn around and heal you. He can, but I would not expect that. Like, the moment you took damage, heal yourself here. 1600. Ooh, got some very low. 1400. Around 1800. Low gold. Low gold would be what, like 2.1? That's gold, right? Yeah. 2000, 2.1. I know what it is, so I'm not going to guess. 1925. Wow. Very specific. You're all way off. It's 2.7. It's 2.7k. The email is kind of interesting, I think. So here's the thing. Hey there, this is a game I played from the other day that I feel really captures my issues. I'm super inconsistent. I've got 3 accounts, I know that mood, and over those accounts my ranks range from silver to platinum on every role. I just got back to playing Overwatch again recently, and I think it shows in the first defense. Starting on the defense, I tried making more conscious choices in positioning, like stepping back to get a better view to support my team, paying attention to where I was in comparison to what the other team was running, and the sightlines that they could have. I think I was throwing sleep darts way early too. 100% positioning is a big problem. First and foremost, with the role queue system, ditch the multiple accounts. Just play on one. Trust me, it will help you a lot. Someone who went through the same process. The rust is visible. In terms of, like, we've talked about this on a different Coaching the Many, but it's very true, where people expect to come back and it's like, oh, my mechanics are going to be so bad. I'm going to just aim terribly. Mechanics actually hold up pretty well. Like, they definitely rust. Don't get me wrong. You lose your edge. But it's like a drop of, if you were 2.5k, your mechanics will probably be around like 2.2k level rather than 2.5. It's really not a huge drop. The big drop is always in game knowledge, what's in the meta, and just positioning stuff. Like, people just lose all track of, oh, I could just die here. Like, even this position, like, this is why I talk about paranoia so much, because if the enemy Widowmaker has half a brain cell, that's all they need. Right? This is literally all they need. Because she just pops out here, takes a second, because nothing's pressuring this Widow on the back line. Nothing's scaring this Widow. Everyone's worried about the Bastion. No one's worried about the Widow. She just needs to take a second and just go, oh, there's just an Ana just stood at the back. Bang, dead. And you get killed, and you're just done. The amount of times we're not considering, they can shoot from here, they can shoot from, like, the enemy sightline threats are coming from here, and because of our angle, all of this back area as well, I'd say, is pretty dangerous. Like, even if this Reinhardt puts his barrier up, it goes to about here, I would say. Right? So all of this is danger. And we're exposed to that. And that's why I'm like, okay, well, if you hug this, then suddenly they can't shoot over the Reinhardt onto you. They have to shoot through the Reinhardt, through the payload. And yes, you lose some visibility on, like, this side of things, but that's fine, because if you stay alive, he stays alive, she stays alive, she stays alive, right? And so it gives you way more defensive outs, way more defensive options. So, yeah. As someone at 2.3k, this upsets me. There is less meaning in SR than you would possibly imagine. Someone posted an account the other day of, like, this is not a Smurf, this is someone who plays, like, many hours, and they were like, 2k tank, 1.7k, maybe even less. I think they were in bronze on DPS. I think it was like 2k tank, and about 1.3k on DPS, and then literally like 4.2k as support, and they were a Brig main. This comes from knowing where to stand, and knowing where to be, and knowing sort of how to position, more than anything, and knowing what to do with the hero. Like, there are so many minor, lazy errors that people make that you just cut out over time, and you'll be amazed at how much more you climb. How? I don't know. I'm guessing they don't play much tank and support, and then they just play a shitload of Brig. And it's Brig. Like, I'm not going to dance around it. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to go, oh, but Brig requires so much spatial awareness. No, I would guarantee you that a Grandmaster Widowmaker player has more skill than a Grandmaster Brigitte player. There is just no way around that in my head. Same is true for Mercy, Moira, Baptiste. Like, most DPS roles, like DPS is a hard role to play and has by far the biggest difference in skill on the highest level and on the lowest level compared to anything else. Bad supports and tanks make very bad errors, but if you just play safe with the supports and tanks, you can probably get quite high without taking many risks. It's people just standing out of position. Doesn't take much to fix that, in my mind. Right. Otherwise, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Overwatch League time, so you guys can go and all watch that. I am going to make some food. I'm also going to watch some Overwatch League as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to send in footage if you need it, or if you want to. We're going to have the replay system in soon. I'm super hyped for that. OAM reviews. Thank you, Gohan. I imagine it's Gohan. It's always Gohan. Yep. OAM reviews. I've picked a thing that's too thick, so it's going to go off the screen. omreviews at gmail.com. It's in the description. I know you guys can't see all of it, but also, just in case you missed it, wanted to capture transform, fit to screen. So this is what it actually looked like, the entire VOD. Beautiful. Missile Mage will get to you soon enough, because your VOD was just a bit too long to do in like the latter half of today. But we'll definitely get around to doing your Reinhardt VOD. Otherwise, yeah, more footage, all good. All good. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the subs today and the support, by the way. Like, as much as I joked around with the hype train, it's very much appreciated. So thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, Actively Aggression, for the bits. Rumble Dumple for all the 1,800 bits. Thank you, Super General Guy, for the 500. Rumble Dumple for another 100 bits. Sulak for the Prime. Dribs as well, massively appreciated. Last Assassin for the bits and the footage. Rumble Dumple for the sub. Like, yeah, huge day for me. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. 6 rounds of Oscar is too much. Well, it's more, we had like 40 minutes to do a coaching session, and your VOD was like 30 minutes long. Well, it's like 28 minutes, I think. So, like, this is an 18-minute VOD, and it still took me 50 minutes to get through. So, yeah, that's how this works. Bye! I just have no restraint, basically. That's the problem. Lol.